Good morning, Facebook Live community. Good morning, good morning. I am Dr. Holly Kelly, and this is Dr. Kelly's Perspective for Tuesday, October 4th, 2016. So this weekend, I went and saw Disney's Queen of Katwe. It's about a young Ugandan girl whose entire life is changed because one person taught her a game, a thinking game called chess. So I got a couple of life lessons from it, and I wanted to share them with you. And I don't know if this is what Disney was thinking, but this is what I got from it. So this is today's perspective, what Disney taught me. It really only takes one person, only one person, to change someone's entire life, turn it upside down. One person who cares can teach and open up a new, entirely different, exciting world to others. If you can teach someone to think, you've given them more than if you had just handed them $1 million cash. And I mean that literally. If you can teach someone to think through to their solution. So there's a character, primary character played by David Oyelowo. Mr. Katende is the character, and he teaches kids that there is absolutely no stopping anyone who can think through to a solution. And so it made me think, because I believe we handicap others. When we have a ready answer all the time, instead of encouraging them to think through to their own answer, we shackle people. We shackle them to us. And this becomes a real problem for those who have a need to be needed. Sometimes we want everyone to keep coming back to us looking for answers. And what do you think? And what would you do? And there's nothing wrong with that until that is the reason, that's your motive to have them to continue coming back. When there's a need to be needed, we shackle people. And actually, there's an author, Alvin Toffler, who says the illiterate of the 21st century are not those who cannot read and write, but rather those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. And I think most of us can attest to the fact that there are some things that we need to unlearn, some habits, some lies in the back of our voices. We need to unlearn some stuff. But when you teach others to think for themselves, it opens up an entirely new and different world. There's a line in the movie when Mr. Katende tells them, "You must use your mind. Follow your plan, then you will always find safe squares." That's my Ugandan accent I got going. But he tells them you have to use your mind and follow the plan, which means you got to have a plan. And then you'll always find your safe squares. He's talking about the chess moves, not allowing your queen to be taken. Teach people to think. Encourage them to think on their own. Don't be so ready with your answer. So another life lesson that I got from the movie was when we open up new worlds, a new way of thinking, you probably need to be prepared to walk with them through that new world, into that new way of life, because new can be scary. And sometimes it can be so scary, regardless of how much they may have wanted the new, that they run and retreat into their comfort zone. And comfort zones are prison zones, I'm convinced. Comfort zones are prison zones because there's no change, there's no growth, there's no progression when we remain comfortable. Okay? So be willing to walk with others into the new way. That reminds me, there's another African proverb. It wasn't in the movie, but it brings to mind, it says, if you want to go quickly, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. I'll take far over fast all day long. Okay, so if you get a chance, go see the movie. But even if you don't, I'm asking you to remember that it only takes one person to change a life by having someone think into a different way of life. But then be ready to walk with them through that new life so they don't retreat into that comfort zone. Okay. So that's Dr. Kelly's perspective for Tuesday, October 4th. And yes, we are still on our 31-day challenge during the month of October. Okay, you go and have a terrific Tuesday.